something special for y'all tonight. We got the vendors showing off their talents that they have, that y'all didn't know we have. Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all want to Oh, yes, ma'am. Volunteer vendors, right? Groundcover volunteers are right there. And I want to give a special thanks to all the volunteers in the house. I want to give a special thanks to our executive director, Lindsay Calker, who make all this stuff possible. So, without further ado, I guess we'll get this party started, y'all. How about that? Okay, first person we got coming up, he's been with Groundcover actually longer than me, I think.
14 years.
We ain't been in business 14 years.
Yeah, I've been up there, baby.
We started in 2010. But anyway, you might as well get up, bro, because you're the first one. Everybody, this is Juliano Sanchez, formerly known as James Tennant. The mic is yours, brother.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight you come to the Groundcover. We appreciate you for coming to
Hold the mic up close to your mouth.
We appreciate you coming to
think the mic's
Groundcover open mic.
Tap it or something.
I done a couple of articles on. I got my article on 1 and 2. And this is here is the Roman gods in America. Sold down like in 3 days, 150 papers. The students loved it, the professors loved it, the philosophers at U of M loved it, and so they said, you gotta do another one. So I sat down at the University of Michigan grad school, said it all sold out. Every single one. We probably got 100 left down at Groundcover. Wow. You know, so they really appreciated my philosophy, my theories, my thoughts, and on humanity itself as being a human being on this planet Earth, born with 1 trillion cells in my body. So if you get a chance, and if you want to read volume 2, because volume 1 already been out, so I'll be passing that out for free, volume 1. You could sit down, I'm at the Nichols Arcade, 5 days a week, 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We could sit down and talk about what I written down, what you think of it, and how you feel about the whole situation and the things I have written. All right? So it came out to be magnificent. You know, me coming out the University of Buffalo 4 years in Erick College for 2 years, doing 6 years on abnormal behavior and psychology, and all we did was write hundreds and hundreds of pages. You know, I remember my professor, Dr. Powell, when I went and started writing on research on abnormal behavior, he had us do 200 pages for the semester. So I wrote the 200 pages, you know, semester is real short. And I wound up doing the 200 pages, and he read it, and he gave me an F and ripped up the whole paper and said, you gotta redo it. So I had to go and sit back down and think about and do more research on human behavior, okay, abnormal human behavior. And then I also done a little clinical work on schizophrenia. So now what I want to put a little bit stuff out there about this war, Israeli-Palestinian war, and I wrote to CNN, PBS, NBC, CBS, BBC, World News, NBC, MSNBC about it, and they gave me different responses. The anchors gave me different responses. And they said, I like your piece on what you wrote about and your thoughts. And what I feel about this war, it started when the Israelis got that land, the Holy Land, back in 1948. America and England placed them there. Palestinians was already living there. Palestinians got pushed back. This is how it began. They pushed them, and brought settlements for their people on their land, certain parts, and they got sick and tired. So they formed, matter of fact, United States and Israel made Hamas, you know, because when you push people so far in the corner, they're gonna lash out at you. And that's what they did, they lashed out. But it wasn't really called for. I think they could have had a settlement, you know, when Bill Clinton was there, he was trying to solve the problem. They sat down and talked, you know, to the different presidents of the Middle East. Never worked out, and therefore now we have war. But what I disagree with is that I told the news stations that I don't think you have to kill innocent people to get to the people you're looking for. And bombing hospitals and killing 10,000 people was unnecessary. And you continue to bomb. America is too late. Joe Biden asked them, would you pause? They said, no way. France asked them to pause, no way. So it's going on and on. So I don't know how long this is gonna last, how many people are gonna die from it. And so my next pieces, what I'm gonna write, my third volume, is gonna be about peace and war and why we have evil and good on planet Earth. Where did it come from? Where did it stem from? And no one knows where it stems from, because you could go several different ways. It could be external, internal, so you could go all types of ways. Me, myself, I'm like Caesar when he was in Rome. His sign was Venus. My sign is Saturn. Hey, nice talking to you guys. And like I said, I'm
Ladies and gentlemen, Juliano Sanchez. Now, if you want to talk with him more, if you want to buy a paper from him, he's staying at Nichols Arcade on State Street, ladies and gentlemen. He's there. When are you there, Juliano? Monday through
Friday from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Okay, Monday through Friday from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Okay, and just as a note for the people that are speaking, we have a 5-minute limit, y'all. And pay attention to the back, because Simone has the cue cards to let us know when we have to cut it off. All right, now, keeping this party rolling, because, see, I'll take over the whole show running my mouth. I'm going to be honest with you. We have Sean. Okay, we don't have Sean. But keeping it rolling, we're going to keep the party going. Next up is also another ground cover vendor, and she also has art in the back that she's selling herself. She's a Native American, Kung Fu Panda. And after the show, ladies and gentlemen, go back to the back and look at the table, look at her artwork. You're going to be amazed.
Speak from the front.
And up, and up, and up, and up, and up, and up. And everybody.
So, okay, I'm going to talk about something that some people don't like to talk about, but I'm going to go for it. So, I'm going to talk about the pandemic. Woohoo! Okay, so everybody, I believe, here has actually a pandemic story. And my pandemic story is that I decided not to participate in the algorithm. Anyway, so when the government said, oh, we're going to shut down, I said, okay, this is kind of fun. I don't want to participate, so I decided not to. I decided to go out there and keep selling. So I kept selling my papers. I didn't stop. And the crazy part was, my story goes, is that I was standing outside. Sweetwater was closed. That was kind of interesting. And so I was still standing out there. And this really cool guy came up to me. He was on a, I would say like a wheelie gig. That's the way I describe it, a little wheelie gig. And it was just kind of like, he's rolling and doing his thing, and he's flying around me, and he goes by, and he disappeared, and I'm like, okay, bye, dude. And he's gone. And I'm still standing there doing my thing, right? And a couple people came by, and I sold a couple papers, and then he kind of comes flying back around and sees me, and keeps going, and a couple more people show up, he sold a couple more papers, and then he finally comes right around, he comes right up to me, and he goes, hey, you don't believe in this either, do you? Hey, here you go. And then he, boom. And I'm like, oh, okay, dude, cool. And all of a sudden, he gave me $50.
Yay!
Whoa. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm done for the day. See you later. There you go, guys. That's my story. I'm sorry.
Kung Fu Panda, everybody. Now y'all can see her at Sweetwater's on Ashley and Washington. That's where she stand at and sell if y'all want to come talk to her about some of her artwork or buy a newspaper. Okay, I guess we'll just keep it going. Next person up is probably one of my favorites. My protege. This woman, when I first met her, she couldn't sell nothing. Now this woman then started her own publication. She then came up selling big numbers, had to push me to improve my sales. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Liquor!
My mentor, Joe. Where's the time thing back there?
That's here.
Okay, I'm at 5. So my name is Lit. I've been with Groundcover since 2013. Shortly after I was laid off from Detroit Public Schools as a teacher there, where I taught for 10 years. So I have had a lot of time to observe, experience, and even research the crisis that I fell into. What I'm saying tonight probably won't be, I don't know how it's going to be taken, but I speak from personal experience, and I've actually spoken with Lindsay about this. It's my new battle cry, and that is that people without lived experience should not be in executive positions in helping people who are unhoused. And it's not just Groundcover. It's organizations across the country and of course across Washington. And it's not a slight on people. Some of the nice people I know, what are you telling me?
No, it's someone behind you.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
you know, especially Lindsay's a very wonderful young woman. But this is larger than her. It's larger than a lot of us. And there's so many nuances that occur in our lives that you can't teach, you can't pass on. Academia doesn't prepare you for
But they
this.
call the police on me.
So
That's okay, I'm already here.
Yeah.
I speak, and I think what spurred me on this year, what pushed me to say this is that, you know, my life has been in jeopardy the entire time since I've been out here. And it was, I lived in my car for 3 years. I survived winters. I was fortunate enough to have someone who contributed a down blanket. And I got through 3 winters with a down blanket, no heat in the car. But I learned how to survive. I survived that. And I recently decided to move back into my car. Yes, I was making big numbers at Groundcover. Joe taught me all the sales techniques. He is a seasoned salesperson. Came right out of school doing that. So, you know, I was blessed to be his protege. But yeah, I was making big numbers enough that I could keep a hotel room. I started driving for Lyft. And I realized that I had gotten stuck again in a middle class existence, and I didn't want that. So I stopped selling. Well, I didn't stop selling, but I moved back into my car intentionally. It's a boss move. I said, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't want to waste money just spinning my wheels, just trying to survive. And I moved back into my car thinking everything would be okay, as it always had been. And that was in April. And by about July, one day my car just stopped. And I was in a parking lot. And I didn't know what to do. I asked somebody to start, help give me a jump, as I always would do when when my car doesn't start. The guy said that's not enough. You've got bigger problems, and it's probably an alternator, something like that. So I had to again sweep my car. This time I couldn't turn the car on, and now we're creeping up under colder temperatures, and now we're getting into October, and I can't turn the car on and heat it. I don't know if I'm going to have enough covering to warm me. And like I did before, I Googled things. When you're housed, you probably don't Google these things about how do you survive or at what temperature do you freeze. And there's an organization that's trying to help us get our cars together so that we can, not run into these sort of situations. But it was too late for me. Well, I'm still here, but one person came out and sort of, discussed it. But the individual that got me through, because I know there's a time limit, was someone who had been unhoused and in my same situation and actually was a teacher before and had lived in his car, and he knew the danger that I was in. No one else would have known that. No one who was unhoused, no one who was housed would have known the experience that I was going through. And so he put all of his energy into making sure that I had a new battery in my car. Of course, I had to, get up the money. That's important too. Groundcover played a role in helping me, make enough money. But getting the actual battery changed, and ironically, more to my point, there was a homeless individual that changed my battery. So there's so many nuances, and I don't mean this to be disparaging to anyone who is running an organization, has an experience, that there's so many nuances that we have to be a presence. We have to have, be in the decision-making processes. And I believe once we are there, that this crisis will begin to erode, because we know things, we've experienced things that you house people haven't. So that's my new battle cry, so to speak. I spoke at another organization. There were women up there, women in person. Where am I? I'm the unhoused woman. We don't have a voice. When they had the Women's March, people were marching to, Washington? They passed right by. Oh, sorry, time's up, but thanks for listening, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. Everybody, Nick Kurtz. You can find her selling in 2 different places out here in Ann Arbor. You can find her at Liberty and 4th Street. And you can also find her at Washington and 4th Street. That's where you can find her selling her products at. Okay, y'all, we're gonna keep it going. The next one up, Amanda.
Really?
Yes, you're up.
I got it for 11 minutes, or not 11, 10, we saw it. First thing I want to say, the second song I'm singing references, first I'll say I'm a Christian, okay, and I want to share God's love with us tonight. And the second song I am singing is a lament, and it mentions Zion. And I don't want, with all the political tensions, I don't want people to mistake thinking that I'm talking about anything political there. Zion is a spiritual place, and it has to do with God's deliverance of us. I am also singing a cappella tonight. I may not be perfect on key. I may switch keys a little bit, so just kind of bear with me, and hopefully we'll get through it. And also, I'm going to ask if you want to applaud, hold it till the end, because these songs are good to have a little bit of space in between them, and also gives me a chance to kind of find my key a little bit as best I can. So, thank you, and thank you to Groundcover and Argus for having us here. I did not have a home.
There were places you visited frequently. You took off your shoes and you scratched your feet, 'cause you knew that the whole world belonged to the meek. But you did not have a home. No, you did not have a home. And you did not take a wife. There were pretty maids all in a row who lined up to touch the hem of your robe, but you had no place to take them, so you did not take a wife. No, you did not take a wife. Birds have nests, foxes have dens, but the hope of the whole world rests on the shoulders of a homeless man. You had the shoulders of a homeless man. No, you did not have a home. And you had no stones to throw. You came without an axe to grind, did not toe the party line. No wonder sight came to the blind. You had no stones to throw. Oh, you had no stones to throw. And you rode an ass's foal. They spread out the coats and cut down palms for you and your donkey to walk upon. But the world won't find what it thinks it wants on the back of an ass's foal. So I guess you had to get sold. 'Cause the world can't stand what it cannot own, and it can't own you 'cause you did not have a home. Birds have nests, foxes have dens, but the hope of the whole world rests on the shoulders of a homeless man. You had the shoulders of a homeless man. Oh, you did not have a home. By the waters of Babylon, by the waters of Babylon, we lay down and wept, and wept, and wept. We lay down and wept when we remembered thee, Zion. By the waters of Babylon, by the waters of Babylon, we lay down and wept, and wept, and wept. We lay down and wept when we remembered thee, Zion. We remember thee, remember thee, remember thee, Zion. We remember thee, remember thee, remember thee, Zion. Oh, 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 oh. When I'm walking through the valley, your presence is around me, 'cause nothing stands between me and my God. And the fear that was my prison is no longer where I'm living, 'cause nothing stands between me and my God. There's no place I go that he is not. I gotta shift key, sorry. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. We'll be dancing through the darkness, 'cause we believe it. Every stronghold has to break at the name of Jesus. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. When the ground below is shaking, my joy cannot be taken, 'cause nothing stands between me and my God. So I'm looking to Jesus through a veil that's torn to pieces, 'cause nothing stands between me and my God. No, there's no place I go that he is not. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. We'll be dancing through the darkness, 'cause we believe it. Every stronghold has to break at the name of Jesus. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Watch Watch the lies break off. Watch the enemy flee. Watch the walls come crumbling down when the people of God sing. Hear the heavenly roar of every heart set free. Hear the chains of shame hit the ground when the people of God sing. Watch the lies break off. Watch the enemy flee. Watch the walls come crumbling down when the people of God sing. Watch hear the heavenly roar. Hear the lines break free. Hear the chains of shame hit the ground when the people of God sing. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. We'll be dancing through the darkness, 'cause we believe it. Every stronghold has to break at the name of Jesus. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.
Very beautiful, Amanda. Very beautiful. Okay, hey, Amanda, before you leave, because see, I personally don't know where you sell at.
Yes?
Tell if y'all want to come see Amanda, hear her beautiful voice again, and buy some papers from her, tell them where you at.
I sell at Dawn Treader Bookshop. It's right up here on Liberty, but it's quite a ways down. Be glad to see you there. I don't usually sing when I do that. I do some Salvation Army bell ringing and singing, so you might see me out at the mall somewhere doing that. I did actually, if there was time, I know there's time later, I did have a fourth song that was about love. Maybe if you guys want to hear it at the end, I'd be glad to share it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Gale.
Quick note on seating, we have 2 chairs behind Joe, and we can put another one in if needed. We also have a seat up there on the bench that someone can take my seat. Oh, no, I mean, we'll have people sit back here. But yeah, and if you're on the bench and comfortable squeezing a little bit, some more folks can sit down. And then we have a 3rd seat up here on the couch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and on that note, as she just got through singing a gospel song, there's t-shirts in the back for sale. Jesus over everything. So if you're interested, speak with Joe Woods, which is me. It's actually my t-shirt company. I started it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to keep it rolling. Hope y'all enjoying yourself this evening on this nice chilly November evening. Our next vendor, he's a new vendor, very good guy. I actually met him before he was a vendor. He gave my girl a present. He was out spreading love on the streets one day. And kind of find out now he's a vendor. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Erick Brown.
Hello, my name is Erick Brown, better known as Erick the Dream Giver, Erick the Goat Guy, the greatest of all time. Because I'm just out here spreading dreams, making the world a better place. Because I believe that everybody is deep down inside want to accomplish that dream, that big dream in their heart. Everybody have a dream, purpose in their heart. Right? And that's what we all just want to do. We all just want to make this world better and beautiful in our own unique way. Right? We all look up at the same sky, which it was blue in. But you know, the thing is that we all can relate to is that we all can agree that dreams are hard.
Yeah.
Dreams are hard for everyone. No matter if you're rich or you're poor, dreams are hard. The things, your ambitions and your goals are and the things you want to do that you want to accomplish. No matter if you have a job or not, a house or not, these things are always hard. They're always things holding you back. Or, you know, things are holding you back. The approval of people, approval of your parents, approval of your work, approval of just people just trying to fit in. But the biggest thing you need to realize that the biggest thing you not need to just fit into what people think of you. But you need to think about what you are and the fact that you are here to produce the fruit that no one else can produce. You know, and if you're able to flourish you're going to produce great things that is unique and
No,
beautiful.
no, I got
And
it.
you may not
I gotta
see,
work with
and people not going to immediately appreciate their fruits, but
Okay.
one day they will, once you're able to accomplish them. And
God bless you.
you just realize that you gotta hold on that dream, you know, let go of your addictions and let go of your things and just realize that you are here to make the world a better place. No matter what things holding you back from accomplishing those things, realize that you can overcome them. It can overcome any obstacle in your way because you know what? You have everything you need to accomplish your destiny. You have everything you need to make this world better in your own unique way. You can do it. And you can do it. So I just want to take this moment and this opportunity. Just appreciate every last one of you for being you. Because you are more dazzling than all the stars in the sky. You're more unique than every snowflake, every fallen, every valley, and every hilltop. And I just want, so every day is a new destiny, and every moment is a new opportunity. And I'd like to take this moment, an opportunity, to appreciate you for being you. So thank you for being you, and thank you for being true, and thank you for all things and all the things you do. Everybody, everyone, and everyone, everybody, everyone, are you? Thank you for being you, and thank you for being true, and thank you for all things and all the things you do. Everybody, everyone, and everyone, and everybody, every one of you have a reason, a purpose, a reason to be alive. So thank you for being you, and thank you for being true, and thank you for all things and all the things you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Erick Brown. Now, hey Erick, because where do you normally sell that so we can let people know?
I'm actually normally on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. I'm actually live streaming this whole event tonight. If you want to hit that like, subscribe, share the video, share it out to all your friends. Let the world know what we have to say tonight. Because you know what? Our voices matter, and it's really important for us as a community to have a local voice. Of local people in our community should have a voice. And what's the most important thing about this Groundcover newspaper? Because this is the only local newspaper that's still here in Ann Arbor. And these street newspapers are probably the only voice the locals have in these communities.
Thank you.
What's the name of the YouTube channel?
Erick the Dream Giver.
Thank
Say it
you.
again.
Erick the Dream Giver.
Erick the Dream Giver, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Next up,
You're very positive.
Jan Gombert. Did I pronounce your last name right?
Yeah.
He's actually a customer and a contributor to Groundcover, ladies and gentlemen. And we thank you for everything that you do.
So, I write an essay every few months to my family and friends about life. And this is one that I wrote about 6 months ago. A few years ago, when I was still working in an office downtown, some of you remember that, right? Working in an office. I often encountered street vendors selling Groundcover News, which is a local publication focused on people in need. The vendors themselves often fall in that category, and I've met and come to know a couple of them. Last year, Groundcover had an open mic event where people told stories about, well, whatever. One of the guys told bad jokes, another one talked about politics. But the person who really got my attention was a woman who at some point had a fairly normal life. She was married and living in an apartment with her husband when he divorced her. And then she took in a friend, and a landlord evicted her for that. I don't know why. One step after another until she ended up homeless, living in a tent under a bridge. And this is winter in Michigan. When the cops told her she had to leave, she said, "But where am I going to go?" She was crying at that point, and so was I. I volunteered to help serve free breakfast at St. Andrews, which has been doing this every day since 1982. All the food is donated, so we prepare, pour juice and coffee, clean up, etc. I work just on Tuesdays, and we typically serve 40 to 80 people. The other day, I noticed that one of the women had on a Garmin watch, so I asked her if she was a runner. She was, and that led to a longer conversation. She was a former high school teacher and had a middle school daughter. Now she comes here for free breakfast and goes to Salvation Army to get shoes. What led her to this? I confess that I haven't been to a church service in over 50 years, but there's still a few passages from the Bible that stick with me. One of these is Jesus wept, where Jesus laments the death of Lazarus and the pain this brings to the family. To me, the point is that Jesus truly can reach into the hearts of others, and while I'm not Jesus yet, at least I don't think so, I often feel the same way. I'm truly grateful for what I have, and to the extent that I can, this also impels me to reach out and give something to others.
Thank you very much, Ken. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next person up is my fiance, the apple of my eye. The woman that got me on the right track, to be honest with y'all, for real. She got a book out. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. I'm promoting her a little bit. She got a book out. It's on the back table, so y'all got to get it. Y'all gonna love it. It's a beautiful book. So without further ado, my baby, my boo-boo, Teresa Basham. Y'all gotta excuse me because I gotta get the dog.
Hello, y'all. Okay, this is the first time I've been up in front of a lot of people. I have stage fright, so please bear with me. Yeah. Very gentle, thank you. Anyways, like he was saying, my book is here, one of them. I was hoping my second book would have been here, but it's not. It's not going to be here until around the 24th of November. So please look at them. I'm selling both of them for $75. They're right there. He's got it held up. One of them. They're in back. That one right there is $40, but the two together is $75, and my new one is $60. There's 102 poems in it, so please enjoy. This one is out of my new book, so let me know how y'all like it. Okay? Ooh-wee. These roots run deep, yeah. The strongest part of me. Sun, dreams, and light. This is all we need. Love and pain, joy to reign. It all comes together when you're in love, wanting it lasts forever. Never wanting to walk away, remembering your love forever. I'm a different breed. No other is made like me. I'm a craving soul indeed. Please enjoy my books. Like I said, I have two of them, but the first one is here. The second one is not. The first one I am selling for $40. Both of them together is $75. The latest one, I'm selling it alone for $60. So if you all want the second and the first one together, let me know and I will get your name, your number, and we can meet right here when it comes. Yes, I do. All right. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Teresa Basham. You can actually find her here at Argus with Kim right there selling her magazines, her papers, and books. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special treat for y'all.
Okay, go sit down. You're doing
The next speaker is Mr. Ken Sparks, right here. Mr. Cuba.
Brothers and sisters, I just submitted an article to Groundcover today. It's titled 10 days that shook the world.
This is something.
The world's beginning to shake again, and U of M students are taking over a building right now. It's on North University over there by the big bus depot, whatever. Common convergence of buses.
Beautiful.
I just walked in from Ann Arbor Coalition Against the War vigil we do every Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. We just sent a delegation up to meet with the students that are taking over the building. I'm sure Groundcover will have something about that in the future. When I think about how wonderful y'all are, I want to say salam alaikum.
Like salam.
Move a little back. Oh, okay. I want to fall off the stage. I remember a country in Western guy, I can't remember his name right now, he was blind. Ronnie Millsap? Wait, who was that? Any country and Western people here?
Yeah. Willie.
This is a blind musician up on the stage, and but you know, you can feel your way around with your toes. You can find the edge of the stage, and he walked right up the edge of the stage and danced on the edge of the stage without falling off. How about Tennessee Ernie Ford? Anybody remember Tennessee Ernie Ford?
Yeah. Glenn Campbell.
I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal, and the straw I said was the blessed of my soul. I loaded 16 tons, what do I get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. That's not yet ended. A lot of us know about that.
Johnny Cash.
And the main war in the world has been the war on poor people, because that's where the rich people get their money. In the third world, I've been to Cuba, a couple of you been to Cuba. We got Cubanos aquí. ¿Cómo se llama? Okay, hay más. Roberto, ¿dónde está Roberto?
He's not here. Roberto's not here.
Bridges of Love. There's a group called Bridges of Love. We're all building bridges of love with each other, with ourselves, with our neighborhood, with Ann Arbor, with Detroit. Okay, in this current issue, my article is Voodoo Economics. I call out for let's have a larger gathering of meditation for inner peace as the path to world peace. I hope we can sit down, maybe we'll do a sit-in meditation someday and take over something important and move it towards peace and love. That's who we are. All right, thank you.
God bless.
Ken Sparks, everybody. Now y'all can currently find Ken up here also at Artist Market selling papers and magazines. And I advise everybody to sit down and have a conversation with this dude. You'll be amazed the knowledge this man has. Okay, y'all, we gonna keep it. Towards the end, we gotta make sure everybody get a chance to speak. No, we still got a few more people.
I saw him as the last one on the list, that's why I'm really
Oh,
sorry.
no, you okay. Okay, next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Xavier. It's your time to shine, baby. Come on up here.
Thank you, sir. It's difficult to start from the beginning. The cool thing is God kept me alive to keep fighting, and I don't understand why. But every time I die, I go to the gates of heaven. St. Peter says, "Hey, come on, we've been waiting for you." And I walk in, God comes down and says, "No, hold it. You're not done yet. I'm sending you back." Now I'm looking around this room, I've never seen so many special people in my life. I'm looking at the new apostles of the future. Do you know what that means? Okay, when you've been killed 30 times and God brings you back, says, you don't know, you're not done yet. So I'm looking around the room saying, you guys are not done yet. You gotta fight. And fighting doesn't necessarily mean going out and punching people in the face. I grew up in Detroit during the riots. And man, I beat up police officers. I was in the gangs, everything. And then I lost a lot of my family members, probably 14 people died. And when I was a kid, I said, you know what, I want to grow up and become a millionaire. And you have millions and millions of dollars. And God said, hey, just don't worry about it. I'm like, don't worry about it. What are you talking about, man? It's like, I wanted to buy a bike, so my mom said, okay, well, get a job. I said, Mom, I'm 5 years old. And she said, well, get a job. 5 years old. So I got a bike, I got a newspaper route in Detroit. And I don't know if you know Detroit during the riots. Because, man, 1967, I was a kid walking across the street to Mother of Our Savior, which is a Catholic school. And these nuns would beat the living daylights out of you with these yardsticks and these pointers and everything else. And said, yeah, get used to it. Life is tough. And you guys are tough. So anyways, I kept on going, and now I'm doing very successful. And the cool thing is me, is you would not even believe it. I'm a manager for Google, Amazon, Apple, and I dress like this. And I see you guys, I can do whatever I want to do. I can go to, in fact, my attorney, I met him in Dearborn, and I said, you know what, Kurt, you showed up with a Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops. He said, yeah, it's a casual Thursday. I said, it's Wednesday. He said, okay, well, yeah, his office is at the Fairlane Shopping Center. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's off Michigan Avenue near Southfield. I grew up in Detroit. I mean, geez, how can I explain my life? They're actually writing a book. If you look at my name on Amazon, Xavier Carbajal, I've written 6 books. 2 of them are going to the motion pictures. One was picked up by George Clooney. Another one is this guy named Clive Owen. He was in a movie called King Arthur and another movie called Sin City. He's going to be playing Captain Nemo, and the movie comes out in 2026. Sean Connery was supposed to play the part, but Sean Connery passed away. He was great as James Bond. He got all the women, fast cars, everything else. Okay, I'm also a musician and everything else. I'm going to sing you a little bit of verse of something before they kick me out. 1 minute left? Or does that say 2? I can't read. Okay. There's some guy that I fell in love with a song, and I fell in love with a cheerleader from school. The song goes like this. It was raining hard in Frisco. I needed one more fare to make my night. A lady up ahead was late to flag me down. She got in the light. Where you going to, my lady blue? It's a shame you ruined your gown in the rain. She just looked out the window and said, 16 Parkside Lane. It was somewhere in a fairy tale. I used to drive her home in my car. She just got out the door and gave me $20 for a $2.50 fare. The guy's name is Harry Chapin Carpenter. I don't know if you know who that is. He wrote this little song called Cats in the Cradles and the Silver Spoons. He was killed in a car accident in New York City. Okay, thank you for your time. Good work. God bless.
Thank you, Xavier, for that beautiful, beautiful saying and experience in your life. I'm also a fellow Detroiter. I wasn't born in the riots, though. Okay, y'all. Next up, Sandra Gomez. She's actually a new vendor and a poet also.
not my first mic night, but this is my first mic night in Michigan. I'm originally from California. I lived in Los Angeles most of my life. Inglewood, that's where I'm from. So I published in the new Groundcover a poem called The Human Race, and I will share that with you. If I trip on my words, I'm sorry. All right. Human race. What exactly is the human race when people can no longer look you in the face? Where technology has made people lazy? What happened to the fields when you could pick daisies? Where people are attached to cell phone, iPods and such? Where young people seem rude no matters much? Everyone in America wants to be part of a team, while people from other countries just want to live the American dream. Does anyone really care about the human race? Or will we all kill each other and leave no trace? We're all together, brothers and sisters. What happened to the days when people greeted you, good day, mister? Funny how we get criticized and scrutinized at our jobs. Seems like people just want to rob you of your dignity, respect, and honor. Sometimes I feel like life is a bad movie, always full of horror. The pain, the suffering, the casualties of war. Don't worry, if you die, you'll be buried like a celebrity, a star. With guns, men in uniform, and a flag, and all you had to do was pack your bag. For all the abandoned children on this earth, because their immature parents weren't ready for their birth. For the girl who just wanted to have sex when the guy she was with was still with his ex. Funny how the news feeds off of people's tragedy, while the government works behind closed doors thinking of a new strategy to put down their fellow man. Shouldn't we be working together to ban the destruction, hatred, and discrimination in our failing, ignorant minds? Is that too much contemplation? So much anger, frustration, and people being unkind. Wouldn't it just be simple and more relaxing to just unwind? Pray, chant, or meditate, trying to find the answers to eradicate the reasons for our everyday actions, bring about equal and opposite reactions to the many things we do and say. Why is life so hard? Why does it have to be this way? Why can't life be kind and nice? Don't you love at weddings? Everyone throws rice. Everyone I see walks around with a frown instead of a smile. What is so wrong with your life? Contemplate that for a while. I have random thoughts of like some ungodly hour, like 3 in the morning. And the other thing the thought I came up with, I was like, maybe we're just all crazy living in the asylum called life. I was like, But yeah, I just wanted to share my random thoughts. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Sandra. Okay, you're a new vendor, so where do you sell that so people can come and see you?
I don't have a corner, so I'm still trying to get situated. I'm not sure.
She's on the move, y'all, so y'all can catch her on the move. Okay, we have one more person that's talking just pulled up, so we're gonna give them a little bit of time. All the people that signed up have already spoke once. Besides myself, I'm going last. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to come up here and speak something before we have other vendors come back up and speak again? If you got something on your heart that you want to come talk about, or poetry, or just want to say something, come on up. This is what this is all about. This is an open mic. Don't be shy. Come on now. I'm gonna start pointing people out. Because I know we got some poets in the house. I know we got some intellectuals in the house. So come on, let's this is what we're here for, y'all.
Can I say this is a lot of singing tonight? I'm coming out with an EP.
No, you got to come up here and sing.
Yeah.
Lit Kirks again, ladies and gentlemen.
I like the sound of that. My name was actually Elizabeth, and I shortened it to Lit because you can't carry a lot on the streets, including your name, so that's where Lit came from. There's a few other things behind it, but I'm in the process of putting together an EP for Christmas, and if anybody wants to get the email or whatever, it's going to be on Spotify. I've been working on it for probably this whole decade, on or off, and I finally, it's not going to be like earth-shattering or anything, but I appreciate your support. if you wanna, download, single, it's a single. I'm working on EP, it was my first single.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker, she actually was a volunteer. Yeah, and
I was a whole intern thing.
she was a whole intern thing. And she adopted me as her uncle. Ain't that something? Like, that goes to show I got some type of goodness in me. Without further ado, y'all, Jazz.
Hey, thank you guys for having this, for everyone to come out. I think community events are where it's at, and we need more of these. Obviously, get to know each other, so that when we go out and fight for each other, we know who we're fighting for, who we are out there protecting and working for and working towards. That being said, the only reason I came up here was to give a quick note that I'm going to be working on the Ann Arbor Steering Committee, and I really want to hear you guys, right? I don't want to talk to them so much about my opinions. I'd really like to share all of the opinions. So if I can be an opportunity to be kind of a portal for some of the voice, please come find me if you've got things that you'd like to know, or if I can maybe give out a prompt and get some ideas, some feedback, so that when I take it back to a steering committee, that we can actually talk with more than just my thoughts. So that's all I came up here to say. Thank you again for doing this. This is awesome. The steering committee is to make Ann Arbor an affordable, equitable, and sustainable place to be. So definitions undefined, we will come to that hopefully soon. So, but find me if you're interested or if you've got thoughts and can share them. So,
How do we find you?
great question. Wonderful. Yeah. Jazzatarius, JAZITTARIUS @gmail.com, just like Sagittarius, except for I'm Jazz.
Hey, okay, I won't. Y'all gonna tell them about your performing arts. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to get beat up. I don't want nobody seeing me get beat up by a female. So, we're gonna keep it going, y'all. We had everybody that wanted to speak besides myself, and no one else wanted to speak. So we're gonna keep it going with people that already spoke that still have stuff on their mind they want to talk about. The next person up, once again, and like I said, she has artwork on the back table, ladies and gentlemen. Before y'all leave, y'all need to check her artwork out for real. Kung Fu Panda!
Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my native cultural traditions and my people. I'm from Yukon, Canada, British Columbia, way up north. And I was adopted. That's how I'm here. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how we lived a long time ago. So everybody close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. And I want you to imagine walking in deep snow and how hard that is. So basically once a year we would have to walk through deep snow. And it was to go from one village to get to what is known as the spring camp. So in the spring, we had to go from the winter village into the spring village. So it was a kind of a trudge to get through. And snow was still on the ground. And the animals that we would harvest were beaver most of the time. Every once in a while we'd get a moose, but at that time moose were still in the kind of hanging out along the mountain ridges because of course the snow is easier there for them to walk. So we would get what is known as beaver and muskrat and also deer, elk. So those were generally the animals. And then of course we also had, moose meat that we provided for ourselves the previous winter. So one thing I want to talk to you about is my grandfather, Mike Johnny. That's the reason why I wanted to give you kind of an idea. Mike Johnny, my grandfather, was an actual traditional Native American bone setter. This is somebody who takes care of the village. If someone has a problem, like as in where we live traditionally was high in the mountains, and if a hunter went out, they always went out in threes, because if someone got injured, someone would have to sit with the person, and another person with possibly the dogs, because the dogs would go with them, would have to come back with an animal. And that's, and give, oh, this person's gotten, fell out of a tree or fell off a cliff or something, and so then they'd have to bring somebody back. And then we had what is known as runners. Now, a runner was usually by the, probably about between the ages of 15 to about 25. That was the length time of a runner. A runner would actually run through the snow, literally, to get to the medicine man or the traditional healer, and then would tell the medicine man, hey, somebody's sick over here, we need your help. And so my grandfather, because he was at the time of persecution, he would basically tell the priest, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hunting over here, and subvert the situation. So then, of course, the young man would, tell the other village, this other traditional village, wherever the person who was sick, oh yeah, run back and tell them, okay, what do we gotta get you? Oh, I need a beaver and 2 ducks. Okay, cool. So he'd run back and he'd go to a hunter and say, hey, you gotta get 2 beaver and a duck right now. And then my grandfather would go to the priest and say, oh yeah, I'm going on a hunting trip. Gonna get 2 beaver and a duck. You want a beaver? Oh yeah, I want a beaver. Okay, cool. I'll get you a beaver. And then he would travel to where the guy was laying, and they would transport him to said village where he came from, and he would treat him right there and then. And he would literally set their bones. Them screaming, of course, and he knew exactly how to do it too. It was pretty amazing. And then they'd bring him 2 beaver and a duck, and he would travel back home with his 2 beaver and duck after he, took care of the person, and walk to the priest and say, hey, here's your duck. So that's how he was able to subvert and be able to continue to practice medicine in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, because at that time, if you had any traditional medicine ways, they would immediately in Canada throw you in prison. And that was a prison sentence for life. So it was pretty depressing back then. One thing I want to tell another story about my grandfather. One more story, and then I'm going to tell you what I do. So Grandpa Mike one day was hanging out with Edna, who is this old lady who I met. My grandfather had passed away before I was able to. I met him. He was really old. He was in the home. I was only at the time in my 20s. Anyway, so Edna was this avid drinker. She always drank. She was just a partier, And Grandpa Mike sat there with her one day, and he looked at her and he said, hey, you're going to drop that, and you're going to pick something else up. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to pick it up. And so she was like, no, you're not going to get me to stop drinking, Grandpa Mike. You're not going to get me to stop doing anything. I'm going to do what I do. He's like, yeah, right. Good luck with that. So one day she was kind of going to a new bar, and she was walking down the bar. And right there in front of her was those old cigarette dispensaries. And she literally that day dropped drinking and picked up smoking. And see, Grandpa told her that 10 years prior. So, anyway, peace out.
Thank you, Kung Fu Panda. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got something really special for y'all. We about to have a brief intermission. and enlighten y'all with some beautiful music, okay? This is your second time or third time here? This is second time here, y'all. Okay, without further ado, the music for the night, Desmond. Come on, Des.
While Desmond's setting up, I just want to shout out to Pilar's Tamales for providing us with our food tonight. Pilar's is here, but yeah, they donated the delicious food. And so look out for a coupon and Groundcover for Pilar's in the future. And of course, thank you to Argus for letting us have our third event here. They give us a sweet discount so we can rent this space, and there's nothing like it. It's a little cramped, but it's cozy, and it's a place that many Groundcovers come to sell at. So thank you all for being here, and thank you to Pilar's and Argus. Talk to your neighbor. If you don't know them, talk to somebody you don't know.
Well, maybe you'll play and say hi to them. Okay, this is my daughter. Yeah, I don't know if you're here in the office. Okay, okay, it's been a minute. Okay. Are you, were you guys, I filled the sign out. Nice. Very nice. Trying to figure out if I see anything else. I know we start on Monday. Very nice.
Stuff on it.
Hi, my name is Desmond.
Hey, Desmond.
I volunteer sometimes with Groundcover. I'm trying to get there more often. I love spending time there.
Yeah, well, I was going down the stairs.
And with the beautiful energy of the space. And anyway, I'm glad to be here. I was going to play a piece that I wrote called Sam Goes to the Islands with my buddy Sam, who plays congas. But he had family come in town, so I think I'll play a different piece. Plus my hands are freezing. I'm frozen, so I'll play a slower thing. This piece is called Bridging the Gap. I wrote it during the pandemic, and it has 3 different themes. I was hearing that terminology thrown around a lot during the course of the pandemic, bridging the gap, in relation to racial infighting within the context of our nation and at large. And I just thought about what does that actually mean, and I'm often thinking about figures of speech and figures of speech. So I was thinking about that, and I was just thinking about what it takes to actually create bridges between human connection. And physical bridges first, and then bridges of the psyche. So I thought about 3 different themes. One is called risk, and one is called vulnerability, and the final one, after having done those, It's called Flying Free from the Chains of Other People.
Can you do another one? Can you take it?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Desmond. If y'all want to get a booking, you get with him. He do all type of whatever you need done for him, just for some easy listening. If you want to just do some Chardonnay, getting off work, easy listening music, you can book the man. He's awesome.
Thank you all so much for all the love. One of my dreams, I'm hoping, and I'm trying to get some funding from the school, is to like, maybe in one of these events with people who want to come tell their stories and we do like interpretive interaction where we hone rehearsals, where we hone people's stories and the impact of Groundcover in their life, or not, just what's going on with them in relation to a musical conversation. So if you want to do that, let's maybe we can get together. So yeah, thank you.
Do you have any information, contact information they want to get in touch with you? You have a website or email or anything you want us to tell them?
I can write it down in the back.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, after the show, y'all can get with Desmond. Y'all can get his contact information and book some music.
Talk to your neighbor once more.
Joe, we should hire him for our fancy cigar day.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep it going. I hope everybody's really enjoying themselves tonight and actually ride. Because we really enjoy y'all. We really enjoy doing this stuff. That's why we put this stuff on, because we really like to do what we do. Me, I like to talk, so that's the only thing I know how to do. Now, we're going to have Mr. Julio Sanchez come back up here and enlighten us on some intellectual stuff. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Julio Sanchez!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I would appreciate if you buy volume 1, volume 2 of my articles, The Roman Gods in America and the Greek Gods left out in American politics. It's basically the same thing that we're living in today. Back when Rome had conquered 85% of the world, and we still living in the Christianity democracy. Back then, when Rome was in power, they had 2 types, really 5 to 6 types of religions. And at that time, the Christians was getting burned to a cross. They called them cauls. Back in that time, in that period. And then you had Judeo religion from the tablets was wrote by Moses and Abraham and turned into the Hebrew Bible. And then it went farther to the Christianity Bible that was written. And at that time, I know a lot about Roman history. And at that time, Caesar generals and the Jewish high priest would come to Caesar's generals and say, what we're going to do with this man called Jesus Christ. He's claiming he's God. And the Jewish high priest say, look, we got to get rid of him because he's not our king and he's not a God, he's a Jew. And it was written before Jesus even came about 3,000 years ago. So this is where we are today when it comes to religions. So I really appreciate if you read volume 1 and volume 2 of my writings in Groundcover newspaper. It's very interesting. It could tell you a lot about my history and family coming out of Cuba, Santa Clara, Cuba, where Che Guevara lived, coming from Argentina to Cuba. Fidel came from family from Spain to Cuba for the revolution. And if you ever go to visit Cuba, you go to Santa Clara, you see Che Guevara statue standing in Santa Clara, Cuba, where the revolution started. Far as Rome, we living in the Roman times today as it revolves into Christianity and Judaism. And I really appreciate if you have time to read my article, The Roman Gods in America, because I'm planning on writing a book and trying to get this published and talking to different people with a lot of money to get it published, because I think this would be a really good, great book to read about the Roman gods in America today and the Greek gods and mythology in American politics. The Greek gods and the Roman gods are all intertwined because Julia's family was a aristocratic family. The Julius, they called them back in Rome, and created an empire. His army marched around the world, taking over countries, just like imperialism does years back and all the way up to today. So it all intertwines together. So if you read about the Roman gods in America, you would appreciate it, what you're reading from the history, because this wasn't written overnight. It wasn't no 1 month research, 2 months research. I had to do a lot of research at the graduate library from PhD students there on Roman gods in America. So it's very interesting topic. If you read it, you will really enjoy it. And you will really enjoy the Greek gods and mythology in American politics, because it all lands back to one imperialist capitalist system. So really nothing has changed but time. So if you go back when the Queen of Spain sent Cortez to come and take over Latin America and rob them for their gold and diamonds. Huh?
Thank you, Juliana.
I have a lot to say.
1 minute. Okay.
Got 1 more minute, because we got 1 more speaker.
Okay, we got 1 more speaker. So, like I said, if you get a chance, read it and tell me what you think of it. I'm at the Nichols Arcade 5 days a week, 10 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock. We can have a coffee at what's it called? Arbor. Brewer Company.
Arbor Brewing Company.
Arbor Brewing Company. And roasting coffee. Well, anyway, we can sit down and talk about it. And you can underline what you think and how you feel about my brilliant, intellectual, outstanding writing and my philosophy. And I told you the 3 philosophers I followed under and read books on, right? So let me tell you again that, and then I'm through. Okay, so we looking back at,
Remember the dog show?
Yo, Juliano.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. All right, so here you go. The best MC in Ann Arbor. Go Bills.
All right, make the check out to James Wood. Okay, now we have another speaker. We got a surprise speaker that just crept up out the crevices. It was placed on his heart to come out here to speak. And without further ado, we got Brian.
What's up, everybody? Y'all are really good-looking people. So I'm so glad that we're here all to celebrate. Was it M Live? Are we celebrating here? Oh, yeah, no, sorry. There's very few actual news sources in Washtenaw County. Groundcover is one of them. M Live is not. I honestly, when I say you're beautiful, I mean it, because it's so cool. So many faces I've seen so many places, and I'm sad that I did not get here earlier. But I'm up here because I want to shout out two things that have recently been published in Groundcover that are extremely important and that would not be published in the likes of something like M Live, because it's too real. The first one is about a grassroots coalition that has been growing in this county that goes by the name of Shelter Now.
Let go.
Shelter Now Action Group. So what happened is that there was some people staying in a Growing Hope downtown location in Ypsilanti over the summer, and sometime late August 27th, two of the worst men in town got called on to try to put up a fence around where these people were staying.
Ooh. Don't worry, it gets better.
Boo those people. But we didn't let them do that. What happened was a bunch of people showed up, and we stopped that fence from being built.
Hell yeah.
And it was dope. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah. Don't boo those people.
No. Yeah.
Woo those people. And yeah, there was this single chant going for like 90 straight minutes. It was a truly beautiful moment of community self-defense and coming together. And ever since then, there's been this coalition that's been fighting. We've already gotten like hundreds of thousands of dollars from the county toward housing in various ways. I'm not going to pretend I understand those details very well, but we have gotten some. It's not enough. We don't have a plan for people come April 1st when the daytime shelters stop running. But yeah, details I don't understand, I'm sorry. But there's a lot of people in this room who know about that, and also Groundcover published a dope-ass story about it, with a lot of voices from people in this room, people in this community. So I hope you check that out. The other thing I want to point out, and this is the cover story of one of the 2 issues that just dropped, is that right? Is about my very good friend named Jackson. Jackson is a core sort of member of this community, part of Shelter Now, part of so many things, and a lot of people rely on him. And unfortunately, what's happening right now is that he's getting really, am I allowed to say fucked over?
Yeah.
He's getting really fucked over.
Sam.
He's getting fucked over by this guy named Ellie Savitt, County Prosecutor Ellie Savitt. Yeah, boo this man. Yeah, so this guy, Ellie Savitt, he got elected, and a lot of people were excited about him getting elected. He said a lot of things, he said a lot of good things, he said a lot of things we liked. And then he proceeded to not do any of those things. And the problem is, nobody's watching these people, we don't expect much from our elected officials. But Jackson is a test case for our prosecutor, Ellie Savitt, and he is showing that Ellie Savitt is still very happy to put black men in prison for a long time for doing basically nothing. So that's all I'll say. Yeah, boo that. You know, we need people out here. We need Jackson out here. I really hope you read those articles and always read Groundcover. It's one of the only places you can actually find what is happening in our community. MLive is going to tell you about some business that paid them to write a story. You know, read Groundcover. Appreciate you all. You're all beautiful.
Thank you very much, Brian. Okay, y'all, we gonna keep this thing going. It's almost over. But guess what? Last speaker is yours truly. It's me. I wouldn't do all that. I actually. Oh, all right. Well, okay, I lied. Amanda's up next to sing another song. Amanda, come and sing the song. Sing the song.
This song actually is a song that you can clap to, so you can feel free to do that. Hopefully God will help me stay on key. Or switch keys still. Hopefully we can all relate to this song.
It don't have a job, won't pay your bills, won't buy you a home in Beverly Hills, won't fix your life in 5 easy steps. Ain't the law of the land or government, but it's all you need, and love will hold us together, make us a shelter to weather the storm, and I'll be my brother's keeper, so the whole world will know that we're not alone. It's waiting for you, knocking at your door. In a moment of truth, your heart hits the floor, and you're on your knees. Gonna switch key here. And love will hold us together, make us a shelter to weather the storm, and I'll be my brother's keeper, so the whole world will know that we're not alone. This is the first day of the rest of your life. This is the first day of the rest of your life. 'Cause even in the dark, we can still see the light. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. And love will hold us together, make us a shelter to weather the storm, and I'll be my brother's keeper, so the whole world will know that we're not alone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Amanda. Now, if y'all want to book her for some singing, she can get her information. Okay, y'all. The show's almost over. And I'm last but not least. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't have no material. I couldn't think of nothing. I was a blank. So I'm gonna just speak from my heart. And what was put on my heart was to give all the vendors their flowers while they still alive. Because as a Groundcover vendor, we go through a lot of stuff. For one, dealing with, for one, work, and for one, the situation that we were in before we started Groundcover. I want to give Groundcover their flowers. I want to give Lindsay her flowers for the exceptional work that she do for Groundcover taking over. I want to give all the volunteers their flowers for putting up with the vendors on a day-to-day basis, okay? Because we're not an easy bunch to deal with. All right? to y'all right now. Stand on track, 'cause I got 5 minutes. I want to talk about the gumption, the burning desire, and goals. All right. When Groundcover first started out, it was just basically a way for us to make money so we can get the bare necessities that we need: food, shelter, clothing. But as the years evolved, Groundcover has grown to something way bigger than that, okay? Because see, like I say, just off the top of my head, about a quarter of the vendors not only got housing by selling Groundcover, putting some money in their pocket, they also started achieving goals, whatever goals that may be. Starting businesses. We have multiple people in this room now that started their own business, whether it be writing a book, doing art, or making t-shirts. I like to talk about Kevin Spangler for one, because he was like one of the first vendors that actually branched out and took his capital that he made from Groundcover and started his business, which is Boober Tours. I don't know if y'all know who Boober Tours is, but that's Kevin Spangler. He's actually a vendor and a contributor also. So keeping on note about the drive, I say that I commend all the vendors, y'all, for real, because we special people. And I say that because to endure the stuff that we endure on a day-to-day basis, most people would have been quit, period. But the fact that the burning desire in each and every one of us to better our lives is awesome. Without excuses, without pointing the finger, I can't do it because of this person, that person, or I'm on drugs, I drank too much. Because half of us were either drug addicts, myself included, alcoholics, okay? But once we got involved with Groundcover, we changed our life around. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for myself too. I don't exclude myself from nothing, because I'm not holier than thou. I'm not none of the above, okay? I'm human just like everybody else. I have flaws on top of flaws on top of flaws, and you can times that by 1,000,000. But with Groundcover, it's a positive atmosphere even though we go through stuff. Because of the one thing that we all have in common as vendors: goals and the burning desire to make some money to better our lives, okay? And I want to thank everybody that patronizes us on the streets, even people that don't buy, the people that's a kind word, the people that you talk to. I'm thanking everybody, because without y'all, Groundcover wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be where we at right now, better in our lives, better in our mindsets and all that stuff. It works all the way around the board. So I'm just basically wanted to give Groundcover their flowers. I wanted to big up to all the vendors, because y'all know something? We all bosses. We work for ourselves. We come out here, we punch our own clock, and we knuckle through we keep our knuckles to the grindstone to better our lives, and most importantly, to work.
Yes, amen.
Okay? To work.
That's right.
To work. Because believe it or not, what we do is not easy. It's work.
Yes.
It's not physical work. It's mental work. Okay? So that goes something else to all the vendors. Even though we are crazy, but we're not crazy. We are smart and intelligent, because we endure this stuff on a day-to-day basis. And we're successful at what we do. Every vendor that's out here, that come out here every day, rain, sleet, or snow. So that's all I basically wanted to say. I apologize I didn't have no material, but it wasn't placed on my heart to write a poem or whatever. It was placed on my heart to give Groundcover their flowers, the vendors their flowers for what the vendors do, because Kung Fu Panda in the back. She started her business. You got Teresa somewhere in here. She outside with the dog. You got Juliano coming out with his book. Myself, as you can see, stand up. Stand up. That's my product. And this all happened through Groundcover, y'all. Okay? It's a beautiful thing that what this organization have and what they do for people that most people would turn the other cheek towards. Wouldn't want to help. Oh, no. You're a headache. You're troublemaker, or whatever the case may be. But Groundcover don't turn their cheek to nobody. You can be a drug addict, you can be an alcoholic, you can have mental disabilities, whatever the case. And Groundcover welcome you with open arms. And that's all I basically wanted to say. Shout out to my Gemini twin. Oh yes, this is my Gemini twin. Their birthday on the same day, June 8th, y'all. And I just want to thank y'all for coming out. And y'all gotta go check out Kung Fu Panda's artwork. She's in the back. Y'all gotta go check out Teresa's books of poems. And I only got 4 shirts left, so if y'all want shirts, feel free to come talk to me. And thank y'all. I love everybody in this room. The beautiful crowd. And I'm gonna turn it over to the ATNIC right here, Lindsay Cocker.
The best gift ever. So it's 8 o'clock. We finished. We're at the end. We have the space until 8:30. So I know maybe you have met a new friend tonight. Maybe you've seen someone you haven't seen in a while. We can be here until then. But we might start cleaning up just because we want to respect the wonderful Argus folks that let us be here. But yeah, one last word. Groundcover this year changed our mission statement. We revised it after a long time. It sounds pretty similar, but one thing that we added is kind of a third thing. We always were opportunity and a voice. Opportunity to work for self-determined individuals and a voice in the community by producing a street paper. But we added one last thing, which is promoting an action that contributes towards a just, caring society, and that's why we're doing events like this. It's something that we've always done, but it's important to bring that in because we need each other. I think Jess said it, we need to know each other if we're gonna fight this fight. So take this time to continue to do that, and as you go out for the rest until the next open mic, promote those actions, talk to each other, and talk to your vendors and buy the paper. So,
and
good night,
magazines.
everybody.
And magazines.
And magazines.
Yeah, I got it. But I'm sorry.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the channel.